Hi, it's Dr. Patricia Coughlin. This video blog, whatever you want to call it, really is all about how to get a whole lot better at what you do. And it turns out, especially in these very difficult times that we're living in, things like burnout are very common. And it's easy to think that burnout is the result of just working too much or too hard. But actually, the evidence is that the largest factor contributing to burnout is lack of effectiveness. So when therapists, who generally are pretty open-hearted people who really want to help, aren't given the tools to do so, they're going to start to feel burnout. So somebody wrote to me about core training, which is a 3-year program designed to help practitioners learn the theory and practice of intensive short-term dynamic psychotherapy. This method of training was developed by Dr. Habib Davanloo, who created the method. And when he used to do seminars and such, he would show the videotapes of his very dramatic work and then follow it with a warning, like those that you see on television when they're showing people in race cars, these are professional drivers, don't try this at home. And he would say the same thing, don't try this at home, right? Don't come to a seminar or read an article and think that you're going to be able to employ these techniques. In fact, they are quite powerful and can actually do harm in the wrong hands, or if you're using them willy-nilly without understanding why they would be called for in a particular case, and also understanding the entire theory and procedure so that you're using techniques very thoughtfully, and also that you learn how to track response to intervention to see whether in each particular case your techniques are actually being effective. So someone wrote to me to ask, how do they go about finding a core training that is really going to work for them? And it's interesting to look at the factors associated with the most effective teachers. And they really are the same factors associated with the best therapists. First of all, they're highly knowledgeable and skilled. They have quite a fund of knowledge and expertise. So you're looking for someone who has already mastered as much as one can. Of course, it's a lifelong process, but they're already a master of the technique, and that you've been able to see their work on videotape. And so you're not just going by perhaps their say-so, but you've actually seen them intervene effectively in a number of cases across the spectrum of psychopathology. So that's number one. And then number two is that the teachers who are most effective, in addition to being highly knowledgeable and skilled, they are enthusiastic, they're passionate, but they're also humble and open to feedback. They're flexible. And so the things that are negatively associated with both teachers and therapists are characteristics like rigidity, being authoritarian and dominant. So you're looking for someone who's skilled, who's passionate about the work, who believes in it, but who also is humble, right? Can acknowledge the limits of any method, and can also be flexible. In addition to this, I would look for someone who really pays attention to the development of the person, of the therapist. So in addition to teaching you very specific skills and teaching you about the theory that these skills are based on, you want a teacher and supervisor who also is interested in you and your personal development. Not someone who's trying to turn out clones of themselves, but someone who's really interested in getting to know you and what your strengths are, and to help you develop and meet your own personal and professional goals. In addition, someone who also is attending to group dynamics. This training is done in groups. So the trainer has to also be able to create groups that are safe but challenging, right? Places where learning and growth can happen. And so you want to ask people who have already been in training with the people that you're considering so that you can ask the kinds of questions that are particularly important to you. So I hope that helps, just to give you a certain sense of what you're going to be looking for. Um, ISTDP is one of the treatment methods that is, what would I say, under the umbrella of the IEDTA, which is the International Experiential Dynamic Therapy Association. I'm one of the founding members, and in fact, all of the founding members were trained by Habib Davanloo in ISTDP. Some have then gone off in their own directions and created their own offshoots, but we have that as a foundation, and we've created an umbrella organization so we can have conferences and seminars and things, but we also certify trainers and supervisors. So I would also urge you to go onto the IEDTA.net website and check out and make sure that anyone you're considering training with is actually an approved teacher and supervisor by this governing body. So those are my suggestions to you. If you have any other questions, comments on this or anything else to do with how to become a better therapist, I would love to hear from you. Thanks.